Hello, fifth graders. This is the beginning of topic 15, and topic 15 is all about patterns and finding patterns and analyzing patterns. So that's what we're going to start with today. First, I just want to show you an example. We're not going to watch the whole video. I just kind of want to talk you through it. So I'm going to start here first. It says, Lindsay has a sage plant that is 3 5/10 inches tall, or 3.5. She also has a rosemary plant that is 5 2/10 inches tall. Both plants grow 1.5 inches taller each week. How tall will the plants be after 5 weeks? So she has two different plants here, sage and rosemary, and they each start at different heights. Sage starts at 3.5 and rosemary starts at 5 2/10, but they each grow 1.5 inches taller each week. So the things that we're going to be doing is sorry about that. We're going to be putting the information into tables like you see here. So you can see that this sage started at what it started at, and the rosemary started at what it said. And each time it goes up by 1.5 inches. And these tables, are keeping track of how much they're growing each week. Okay? So this is the kind of thing that we're going to do as well. So let me get where I need to be. Okay. So, let's see, do I have my pen? Not yet. Okay, so we're going to start. Tim and Jill each have a piggy bank. Tim starts with $1.25 in his bank, which we see right there under Tim, and puts 50 cents in each week. Jill starts with $2.75, which we see right there for Jill, and she also puts in 50 cents each week. So first it says complete the table to show how much money each is saved after 5 weeks. Okay, so for Tim, he's starting with $1.25 and he's adding 50 cents each week. Okay, remember I need to line up my decimal points always. So that gives me 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. Put my decimal point and then I get a 1. So that's $1.75. And yes, I know I'm supposed to have a dollar sign, but I just don't have enough room to write. Okay. Now I'm going to add another 50 cents. Oops. I wrote 5 instead of 50. So 5 plus 0 is 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. That's another 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So now he has $2.25. Now I see a pattern already. When I go up by 50 cents, it's going to go from 25 to 75 to 25 to 75. And the dollar amounts are going to go up every other. So $1.25 plus 50 cents is $1.75. Plus 50 cents is $2.25. So next up, it would be $2.75. Okay. Now I have 1, 1, 2, 2, so that means the next one's going to be 3. And it went 25, 75, 25, 75, so this one means it's going to be 25 again. And then my last one would be $3.75. You could go ahead and keep adding them up, though, if you wanted to. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, finally, Jill on the other side. So I see hers starts with 75 too, so it's going to follow my pattern as well. So if I have 75 cents, that's almost to $3. So adding 50 cents would be $3.25. And then we would have $3.75. And then $4.25. $4.75. And finally, $5.25. Now again, you could add those up all individually if you wanted to make sure. That's a good strategy to use. I'm just trying not to make our video last forever. Okay. Number 6 says, what relationship do you notice between the amount Tim has saved and the amount Jill has saved? So Tim right now has $3.75. Jill has $5.25. So Jill definitely has more. I want to see how much more to see if there's a relationship. So I'm going to do $5.25 minus $3.75 to see how much more. So 5 minus 5 is 0. I can't do 2 minus 7, so I'm going to go over here. I'm going to regroup. So the 5 is going to become a 4, and the 2 is going to become a 12. 12 minus 7 is 5, and then 4 minus 3 is 1. So she has $1.50 more. Now, since they all went up by the same amount each time, 50 cents, that means there would be $1.50 in between each one. So that means Jill always has $1.50 more. Okay? Now finally, the last one. This one's kind of the tricky one. If Tim and Jill continue saving in this way, how much will each have saved after 10 weeks? So right now we just have 5 weeks. So you could do this. You could keep going. You could go 6, and you could add up 7, and you could keep going with your chart. However, there's a little bit easier way to do this. Okay? So we're looking for after 10 weeks. So each week, think about it for a second. How much again do they save? They save 50 cents each week. So we can actually take that $10 or that 10 weeks and we can times it by 50 cents. Okay? So when we do that, think about what would it be? 50 cents is half of a dollar. So it's actually just going to be cutting the 10 in half, okay? So 10 times 50 cents is going to be $5. You could also solve it. You could go 10 times 50 cents, okay? I'm just going to put 0.5 so I don't have to worry about the 0. 0 times 5 is 0. 1 times 5 is 5. And then this tells me that I need to move the decimal over 1 time. So again, I still get 5, all right? So all I have to do to find out how many it'll be after 10 weeks is I have to take this $5 and I have to add it on to what they started with. So Tim started with $1.25. So $1.25 plus $5, I could just add my whole numbers. 5 plus 1 is 6, and then I have 25 cents left. So after 10 weeks, Tim would have $6.25. And then I would do the same with Jill. Jill started with $2.75. Now I'm adding that $5 on for the 10 weeks, okay? 2 plus 5 is 7, and then at the end is that 75 cents. So Jill ends with $7.75. So you're just looking for the pattern each time, okay? We're going to do one more. Okay. Bur oak and hickory trees are deciduous, which means they lose their leaves seasonally. A bur oak is 25.5 feet tall and grows 1.5 feet each year. A hickory is 30 feet tall and also grows 1.5 feet each year. Complete the chart. Okay, so when you're adding 1.5, I like to add 1 at first. So 25.5 plus 1 is 26.5. And if we added that other half on there, it would be up to, oh no, it lost my pen again. It always does that. Okay, it would be up to 27. And then I think 27 plus 1.5, 27 plus 1 is 28, plus a half is that 28.5. So notice it has a half, then it's a whole number, then it has a half, so this one's going to be a whole number. So 28.5 plus 1 is 29.5, and then that takes it up to 30 once you add that other half. And then you have 31.5, and then you go up another 1.5, and you get 33, okay? Same with the other side. It's going to kind of follow the same pattern. So 30 plus 1.5 would be 31.5, and then we would get to 33, and then we would have 34.5, and then we would have 36, and then we would have 37.5. Now I know I did that kind of fast, but I'm just in my head adding 1.5 each time. Okay, I think in my head, I think, okay, what would one more be? And then what would a half more than that be? Okay. Number 9. If a tree continues to grow 1.5 feet each year, how tall will the tree be after 15 years? Okay, so we have to think, what are we going to do to solve this problem? Okay, so what I want to do is I want to do that 15 and I want to multiply it by 1.5. Okay, I'm going to take my 15 and I'm going to multiply it by 1.5. And I'm going to do it this way, 1.5, 1.5. Okay, 5 times 5 is 25. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 2 is 7. My placeholder, I already used this and this. 5 times 1 is 5, and 1 times 1 is 1. So I'm going to add those. 7 plus 5 is 12. 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay? Now there's one number after the decimal, which means over here there needs to be one number after the decimal. So that's 22.5. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to add it on to my what it started with. Okay? Which was 25.5 for the Baroque. So I have 22.5 and I'm going to add, oh boy, I don't know why it did that. I'm going to add 25.5. Remember, 0.5 means the same as half. So 5 plus 5 is 10. 2 plus 1 is 3. Plus 5 is 8. Got to bring that decimal down. And 2 plus 2 is 4. So the oak tree, after 15 years, will be 48 feet. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my hickory tree. Let me get my eraser so there's more room. Okay, back to pen. All right, so I have my 30. Oh, sorry. I should have kept that beginning. So I'm going to remember, you can rewind the video, I just can't rewind right now. I'm going to remember that when I did my 15 times 1.5, I got 22.5. Okay, so I'm going to take that 30 and add it to my 22.5. Okay, I'm even going to add this right here so I keep my places all lined up. So 0 plus 5 is 5, 0 plus 2 is 2, and 3 plus 2 is 5. So that hickory will be 52.5. Remember, 0.5 is the same as half. Okay, since the rest of these all used halves in them, I'm going to put half in my answer. Okay? All right, we are going to stop there today. Think of the patterns. It may take you a little bit to think of them, but that's okay. Keep working until you figure out what the pattern is.